Hey, this is KOKO B, Ware, and you're live and in color with Wolfie D. Sometimes love is like a slow dance. You can tiptoe around, but don't make a sound. You can make a little silent romance.
Hey, this is Jimmy Street, host of the Live and in Color with Wolfie D podcast. Hear the life and times of professional wrestler Wolfie D. From his time in the territories with PG-13 to his time in WWE, ECW, WCW, TNA, and more. Nothing is off limits and nothing will be held back. Thanks again for tuning in. Here he is, Wolfie D.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome one more time to the Live and in Color with Wolfie D podcast. Today we welcome the WWE Hall of Famer, the Birdman KOKO B. Ware. KOKO, how are you doing today, sir?
Man, I am doing great. Man, I'm telling you, I thank God for sparing my life. And man, I'm telling you, I tell everybody this, man, you know, everywhere I go, it's so good to be able to walk on the ground instead of the ground walking on you. You know,
yes, sir.
Yeah. You know, it's just a blessing in the sky just to be here.
Yes, sir.
Well, KOKO, hey, this is Wolfie, man.
Hey, man, how you doing, brother?
Great, bro. Great. It's good to hear from you, man. It's been a while.
Yeah, it's been a while.
So, I wanted to start this out by, you know, saying when you and I first met was 1993. You know, me and Jamie started in the USWA.
Yeah.
One of my first memories of you was they had me work you. I was a heel and I was green as grass. And I'm working you in a singles match.
Uh-oh.
And I remember you taught me a lesson real quick. We lock up and Jimmy KOKO, he says, he gives me a shot and he tells me to get on the people. So to take a powder and get on the people. So he gives me a shot. And back then, my best thing, you know, was shut up. That was
right. Yeah, right. Shut up.
So yeah, I take the powder and I look at somebody and I say, shut up. And I get back in the ring. Well, we lock back up and he said, I said, get on the people. And he starts just potatoing the shit out of me. And I roll out again. So then I'm like, okay, I guess he wants me to stay out here. So then after that, it made sense because I kept talking. And he comes up behind me, gets on the floor, comes up behind me, spins me around, boom, 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 boom. So if I would have done that the first time, I could have saved myself a couple of potatoes.
No, it wasn't that bad. Come on, I wouldn't dare do nothing like that.
and then what was very cool, KOKO, was you came to me and Jamie and said, "Hey, my son's birthday is coming up, and he really likes you guys." And you remember that you had us come to your house.
Yeah,
gimmick and everything for your son's birthday party, and I thought that was really cool.
Oh man, y'all came in there right, man. My son talks. In fact, you know what? He still talk about that today, and he's telling his kids about you guys, man. You know, came to the house.
Yeah,
man. Well, I think you had your hubcaps and everything, the whole gimmick, man. Y'all had the whole gimmick, and
you had the yard full of bounce houses and all that stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, you had. Yeah. That's right, so, man.
Let's go back in your career. Herb Welch trained you, correct?
Well, it was a toss up between Herb Welch and a little bit of this guy called, I don't know if you ever heard of this guy's name, Big Al Ramsey.
Okay, yeah, I don't believe I've ever heard that name.
No, he was one of the jobbers back in the day. That's when King Jerry Lawler was pretty hot. Him and Sam Bass, and stuff like that, and he kind of helped get my foot in the door, and then Big Plyboy Frazier. You know, Uncle Elmer, he the one that really got me rolling. He told Jerry Lawler about me and said, "Man, King, you ought to take a look at this kid here, brother. He's a natural born. I mean, he's natural.
Yeah.
He said he might could draw you some money one day and all that. I guess that day never came, but you know. but it was good. It was good. It got me on my feet, and that's when I had my first match in after the show. In fact, I was invited to come over to Blythe, Arkansas, so Jerry could take a look at me. And then after that, Jerry said, "Man, yes, Frazier was right. First time he's been right in a long, long time about something, you know." And you know, so Jerry said, "Do you mind coming to TV tomorrow?" I said, "Man, I guess I'm. You know, I never been to Memphis, Tennessee in my life. Never heard. You know, I had to go home and ask my father, Dad, hey, you got to take me to Memphis. I'm booked on Channel 5 Wrestling. And it's on Union Avenue and stuff like that." So my dad said, "Well, I don't really know where it's at either, but let's go. We'll find out. We'll get there." So I get there and meet Jared and Tojo and all the other little guys and stuff, man, you know, and got in there. My first opponent was I couldn't believe it. They got the biggest guy they could find. And of course, I was just like a kid, man. I mean, like just finishing high school and all that stuff. And going against Jos LeDuc.
Oh, wow.
That was my first TV match against Jos LeDuc.
How'd that go?
And, well, you know how'd that go? Well, I'm glad you asked. But it wasn't really bad as I thought. But after I got in there, and my thing were back to my training, man, take a lot of bumps. Just take a lot of bumps for these guys. For the big guys, take a lot of bumps. I can hear my trainer telling me now, just take a lot of big bumps for these guys, for the big guys. And so that's when I got in there with Jos LeDuc, and man, he was hot. I mean, he was hot, man. They think they were selling out the Mid-South Coliseum, him and Lawler and stuff like at the time. And so Jos LeDuc went out there, man. He slammed me. He did everything. I sold for him big time. And then Jos LeDuc said, "Kid, I got to give you something. I got to really give you something to make a comeback." And he said, "Cause you're taking nothing but great bumps for me. You're taking nothing but great bumps." He said, "Oh my God, I can't believe it. You put me over like $1 million, kid." And I'm still in the ring selling and everything. And I wasn't dead. I'm selling, just kind of moving around and everything. Then Joe said, "Kid, I want you to slam me." I said, "Oh, no." He said, "Kid, I want you to slam me, goddammit." And he said, and I said, "Joe, I don't want to slam you." I said, "It don't look right." He said, "I don't care. I got to give you something." So Joe set me up, and I went for the slam, and he went up there and like it was a piece of cake. He helped me, and I turned him over, and then the crowd went crazy, man.
And this was on TV, or is this
No, this was on TV.
Okay.
That's what was so good about it. It was on TV, and then the Lawlers already told Joe, "Man, don't go off your feet, Joe. Don't do this, don't do that," and all that stuff. We're building you for Monday night, and so Joe didn't listen. So after the match was over, Joe came back, and Lawler said, "Joe, what are you doing? You're in the main event. Golly, you went out there and took bump. You took a bump for this KOKO Ware. He's just a jobber right now." Yeah. And so Joe, I was right there, man. Joe said, "You know what, Jerry? If everybody sells like it that he did for me, I would be hot as a pistol." He said, I'll be making a whole lot. I can draw money. I said, "This kid put me over, and I had to give him something, Jerry." So Jerry just throwed his hands up and said, "Oh, well,
I you
know. Oh yeah, you know. So, but ever since then, man, you know what? Jared just with just swallowing. Now he hits the tobacco in his mouth, and he doesn't swallow the tobacco. But golly, boy, you are a hot dog. Oh my God, we love you. I said, man, you know, just you know how they give you the old story, you know, when they really want you, you know.
Right.
But that's what happened, man. I really just took off in Memphis. I stayed in Memphis for 5 years before I even went any other territory.
Yeah.
I got a lot of experience, but then I got a chance to work with Lawler. I mean, Lawler started help training me, stuff like that, you know, but we was making money doing it, you know, and then I got a chance with Bill Dundee and some more guys that came in.
And your partners. I mean, you had Norvell Austin. You had
I had Bobby Eaton first, and then Norvell Austin, and then you know, and so of course you know
Dream Machine, right?
Yeah, I think the Dream. I don't know. Dream Machine. I'm not for sure.
Dreams, or you feuded with him or something like that.
Well, I think we was one of the first family.
Yeah. Okay.
We was all part of the first family.
Okay.
And that's when I was Sweet Brown Sugar then.
Yeah. And you know what I always liked? I really loved the Stagger Lee gimmicks. For some reason, when I was a kid, I loved it. Yeah. I'm telling you, man, I need to bring Stagger Lee back out. You know, just make an appearance with him and stuff. I still have some of the hoods. I still have some of the hoods. I don't have that many at all. But you know, just a nice suit and a nice hood. I mean, Stag Lee, play the music. I mean, the people still here in Memphis would love that. Yeah, exactly.
Getting engaged is a moment worth cherishing. A one-of-a-kind ring that you design at Blue Nile can help your love sparkle. Just choose your diamond and setting. When you've found the one, you'll get it delivered right to your door. Finding the right engagement ring can be nerve-wracking. At Blue Nile, you'll have the expert guidance needed and a diamond guarantee that ensures you're getting the highest quality at the best price. Cherish all of life's moments and save up to 30% at BlueNile.com. That's BlueNile.com.
Hey folks, to get your official Live It in Color with Wolfie D merchandise, go to ProWrestlingTees.com/Live Wolfie D. Check it out.
If you're listening to Live and in Color with Wolfie D on Apple Podcast and like what you're hearing, go ahead and leave a 5-star rating. And while you're at it, write a review. Tell us what you liked. Tell us what you'd like to hear in the future. It's very important to us and always appreciated. Thanks again.
Going back to the partners and stuff, who do you think your best or just your favorite partner was? Who was the best one to work with?
Well, you know, Wolfie, I'm telling you, man, I will be really straight honest with you, man. All the tag team partners that I was with, they all was fantastic.
Yeah.
I'm talking about from Bobby Eaton to Norvell, even with me and Stan Lane was partners, and you know, it's just been great, man. And then me and Owen Hart, you know,
you know, high energy, energy.
Yes, you know, and you know, just saying, I just had some great guys with me, you know, that partners that, you know, because I never was the one to go out, you know, at the bars and stuff that much or whatever. If I did, they had to have food around or whatever. But I never did get all sloppy and then go over and start stuff with my partner or anything, or you know. But we just never did reach that ground. Bobby Eaton and I, we rode up and down Interstate 40 many times, man. I mean, had popped those cans, man, before we got to the matches, and it popped them after the matches was over, and so. I mean, it was a great time, man. Norvell and I, he was crazy about motorcycles. In fact, I bought me a motorcycle just to be with him. I mean, we would ride the motorcycles to the shows and stuff like that.
So what do you like better? Do you like tag team or do you like singles better?
Well, you know what? It don't really matter to me. I just love the business. You know, I really love the business big time. And now, I'm just got too old to perform. Yeah. I just don't want to. I mean, I probably can still get in the ring and do something, but I don't want to get in the ring and do anything. Yeah. Because I don't want to end up getting hurt. What I'm saying, stepping in the ring, sometimes you can end up twisting an ankle, throw a shoulder. You know how it is. I mean,
believe me.
Yeah.
I've been plagued with injury the past year. I had a heart attack. I've had a surgery. I need another surgery. So I'm done in the ring myself. But
yeah,
it lasted longer than I did.
Well, you know what? I mean, I was I'm just thank God, man. I'm signing autographs and stuff like that, and that's all I'm gonna do. I just got back in from Cincinnati, signing an autograph for a nice club up there and stuff. Just hey, I'm picking up the last little gravy that I can, and that's it. But I still love the business, though. You see what I'm saying? I mean, sometimes I look at WWE, sometimes I look at Cody Rhodes and stuff like that. But I look at wrestling. I just look at my sport. I said, this is my sport that I loved as a kid. I wanted to be that professional wrestler. That's what I wanted. I wanted to be. And I told my mother, I said, Mother, I don't want to play Union City. I don't want to play Union City football. I want to be this big wrestler that go around the world, and then I want to be able to save my money, build me a home and everything, and where I don't have to do anything the rest of my life. I had my whole life mapped out, planned out right. And did it fail? Yes, it did. It failed big time. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Because the money is not fair in the wrestling business.
Yeah.
Because you might be on the same card with the main event guys, but you don't get the main event money.
Yeah.
You say we did 93,000 people in Pontiac, Michigan, 1987. Here it is. They gave me $10,000 for the first match. Gave Butch Reed $10,000 for the first match. So then by the time the main event, Hulk and Andre, they end up probably giving them $1 million apiece.
Right.
And but you know what I'm saying. But you could say, I guess they say, well, where can you make $10,000 in 5 or 6 minutes? Mm. Well, but that's not the point, though. Yeah. That was a one-time thing. I should have made. Actually, you know what? I really should have made. I'm just gonna say what I should have made was at least $30,000 from the first match. $30,000.
Yeah. I feel you, man. I feel you. Me and Jimmy kind of pitched the questions back and forth. Jimmy, what you got for Koko?
Oh, well, first of all,
Jimmy,
Koko,
get off that couch, man. Come on. Get off the couch. Get off that couch now. Come on. Wake up.
Yes, sir. Well, I'm going to ask you one of my favorite questions. As a child, I had your action figure, the LJN, but I also had that Piledriver album. How much fun was that to do? I mean, it was legendary.
That was real fun, man. That was a lot of fun. We had that. We shot that video out there in San Francisco on top of a big old tall building. And it was cold as heck, man. I mean, I think it was like 7 o'clock in the morning. We out there, I'm singing Piledriver and all that stuff, and then it took the videos and none but like 3 minutes long, but we was there all day long.
Yeah,
did you sang that? You didn't write that, did you?
No, I didn't write that. It was another. I can't think of his name now. A good guy that worked for the WWE.
Jim Johnson?
I think so.
Because I tell you, they screwed me. I don't know how much you got for Piledriver, probably a lot. But, I wrote, when me and Jamie did the Nation Domination thing, I wrote that rap. I wrote every word to it. We performed it, all that stuff live every night. And then when they let us go and they put the music CDs out, they took our voices out of it to keep from having to give us royalties for it. And they never paid us for writing it. And here's the kicker. in about 2008, so see, that was 1996. 2008, I found out that there was a version, the overseas version, still had our voices in it. Now, see, in 97, there wasn't no internet and stuff, and I think they thought we'd never find out that our voices were in that version.
Probably so.
The U.S. release did not have our voices, but the overseas version did. So I feel like they did that on purpose.
Well, you know, at the time, if you could have had a good lawyer or something like that, you know, but about time Vince got through to your lawyer, he would have been saying, your lawyer says, Whoopi, why are you suing them?
Yeah.
You know, why are you suing them? You know, you don't have a case because Vince beat them, paid them off.
Yeah. It's hard to beat Vince in court.
No, you're not going to beat him in court.
Yeah, that Jerry McDevitt guy is tough.
So here's a question I had. Just things that I had heard, and one just question. Okay, so Frankie the Bird, two-part question. A, was that the same bird the whole time? And then B, I've always heard that, you know, people would rib the bird and stuff. Can you speak on both of those things?
Well, no, actually, nobody really just ribbed my bird. And Frankie was he was I had another. It was another parrot that I had. It was like a blue and red, or scarlet they call. Mm-hmm. He was blue and red, just real pretty colors. Mm-hmm. Frankie was just blue and gold, and that's what I present this picture with Vince McMahon when I had to meet him to go to be accept me in the WWE. Mm-hmm. And so now this was my whole gimmick. This here was my whole gimmick. It wasn't Vince McMahon. It wasn't nobody.
Oh, it was your idea?
It's my whole idea of being the Birdman KOKO B. Ware. Oh yeah.
That's awesome.
This was my whole idea. And Vince he was shocked. He said, I was all in Louisiana working under the Bill Watts with JYD was down there and stuff like that. I was the Birdman then, but I just had the birds on my tights. I had a lady that made my tights for me, and she sewed some birds on my tights and stuff like that. And I didn't have a parrot then, but when I got up there and I had a meeting with Vince, well, all that changed, you know.
Yeah.
And so, you know, so the bird played a big thing for me, man. He was just a big part. Yeah. And Bird, he was the kids love him and and I knew there was something, Wolfie, that I had to do because I wasn't the tallest guy in the world, and me going up there, and it's home of the Giants. You know, when I went up there was home of the Giants, Big John Studd and Andre the Giant and all those guys, Hulk Hogan, everybody was. I mean, golly, I was sure enough like a little bit of midget comparison to them, right. You know, walking around there, you know.
Yeah.
And I had to have something that I could relate to, or the kids could relate to me, where I could reach out for the kids. I said my whole gimmick to reach out to the kids. Oh, Mama, look at his little bird, man. Oh, he's got his bird with him. Oh, what a pretty thing. Oh, my God, what nice. It's so nice and stuff like. Well, see, that's what I'm saying. That's what I had that bird for, to go out there and not take the bird and let him crap all over somebody or whatever, or bite somebody and stuff like, you know. But you know, it was just a gimmick where. And one time, I'm telling you, my first appearance, it was in Madison Square Garden, and this is the first time I brought the bird out, and so Vince McMahon said, "Koko, I want you to go out there and tear the house down." And don't you know, man, I'm so excited. Here I am in Madison Square Garden. And the music started playing, and I go out there, man, and I Wolfie, I throw both of my hands up in the air, and Frankie flew off my finger. And you know what? And I kept doing the bird dance. I kept dancing all the way to the ring, and then the fans was going, Koko, where's your bird? Your bird done flew off your finger. You know, and Frankie done flew over on the first row, man. It was one of the fans kind of picked up, Frankie was tame. He just kind of picked Frankie up and gave him back to me. I said, man, oh my God, I was so embarrassed, man. I mean, I was out there doing the Birdman thing, and then finally, here it is, Frankie takes off, and I didn't even realize it.
That's perfect, because I was going to ask you what was the craziest thing that may have ever happened with that's great. I love that.
Awesome. You guys traveled 300 days a year. How hard was it to travel with Frank?
Well, I'm glad you asked me that, because that was the question that Vince McMahon asked me. He said, now, Koko, you're going to be going all over the world. You want to take this bird? I said, Vince, if I don't take this bird, I might as well be at home myself, because I can't survive. I won't be able to make you any money, Vince. Right. And he said, wow, what a great answer. Oh my God, I can't believe it. And I said, but I have to do that. So, but it was good though, man. I mean, Frankie played a big part of me and stuff like that. And after a while, everybody just knew the kids they was on the rail waiting when I come out. Man, they was just out there hanging out on the rail, and they doing that little bird. It was a little easy dance that everybody could do, and I picked it up at off for Mars Day and the Time.
Oh yeah,
remember Jungle Love?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah. That's where I got the Birdman dance from.
Oh, we I love it.
Mars Day was doing it. He was doing it, and that's exactly that's how. My thing where I wanted to. In fact, I really wanted to get with Mars Day, and me and Frankie and just come in and do like a little segment together,
That would.
So I guess it's safe to say that during that period there, your gimmick sales were pretty good, huh?
Oh yeah. The gimmick sale. I mean, at the time now, we couldn't go out there and sell pictures. I'm sure WWE went out there and made a fortune off of us.
Yeah, they were giving royalties still then, though, right?
Well, yeah, the royalties was good at one time, and I tell you, the most I ever made, and it's not a lie. I mean, I only made like. Wolfie made $15,000 one time.
In a month?
In the 3 months.
In the 3.25 years? Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
15,000, and I never got over that.
And we're getting paid for the Piledriver song too, right?
Well, you say I did, but I don't even, I got paid for it, but in my royalties and stuff like that, it wasn't about nothing. I mean, now I don't get anything. I don't get anything now. I mean, now they say we are the old school wrestlers. Mm-hmm. He said, one of the guys in the office said, Koko, if you don't make over $50, we're not going to send you a check.
Right. I haven't gotten one in about 2 years, and I don't know if it's because I've moved and they don't have an address on me anymore. But the thing is, with me, it was only DVD sales, and then once the network started, my royalties went way down because you don't get paid off the network and the streaming shit.
Oh yeah. Now mine is under 40, so they don't send them out. But I even asked the guy. I said, "Okay, tell me this. All right, you said you're not sending nothing over 50. Over if it's not $50 over.
Right.
I said, okay. If my royalties for the 3 months is $40, I said, okay. And then the next royalty check come around. It's another $40. I said, that's $80. I said, what do you do with that money?
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to build up.
That goes back into account.
Does it really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's what he told me. It goes back into account. I said, you mean that $80 that's supposed to be mine, and that's 3/4, and I done built up. The first quarter was 40, and then the next 3 months is another 40. Okay, now, you can't mail me that $80.
Right.
I said, wow. I said, my wife need a new wig. Can I buy? I said, I want to buy my wife a new wig to wear.
Yeah.
I just kind of made a joke out of it, but
yeah, it's crazy. They will get you there. They sure will.
Yeah, Frankie needs some. Frankie wants some new. He got to have peanuts, man. Come on,
Yeah.
Let's take a quick time out and get a word from one of my dope-ass sponsors, and we'll be right back with more Live and in Color with Wolfie D.
This is Steve Bowtie Bryant here. Back in the 90s, I was a pro wrestling photographer for the South, and I released what might have been one of the original sets of indie trading cards. I ran across some of these original sets. They were up in Randall Fanning's attic all this time. PG-13 rookie card, Ricky Morton, George Weingroff as the Sheep, Chris Champion, Reno Riggins, Billy Montana, Gary Valiant, the Scorpion, the Medic, Rick Reynolds, Jeff Daniels, Mephisto and Dante, Ben Jordan, Steve Neely, Marcus Woodrow, Clinton Charisma, Little Farmer John. If you'd like an opportunity to get these cards, contact me now. You can get them for only $49.99. Contact me at Steve Bowtie Bryant at iCloud.com. Get your set now while supplies last.
Hey, it's Kaylee Cuoco for Priceline. Ready to go to your happy place for a happy price? Well, why didn't you say so? Just download the Priceline app right now and save up to 60% on hotels. So whether it's Cousin Kevin's Kazoo Concert in Kansas City, go Kevin, or Becky's Bachelorette Bash in Bermuda, you never have to miss a trip ever again. So download the Priceline app today. Your savings are waiting.
Go to your happy place for a happy price. Go to your happy price, Priceline.
So keep progressing here, and you go, you team with Owen and do all that. But what I want to get to is you got inducted into the Hall of Fame, man. That's got to
after 20 years.
That's got to feel good, though.
Yeah, it feels good. I mean, it feels great. I know it's the work and all that stuff. But the thing of it is, though, I achieved that goal. You know what, Wolfie, man, I'm telling you, I really thought about all this was in my childhood mind years ago at my mother's house. I would lay in bed at night and cry about being a professional wrestler and everything, being into the Hall of Fame and being on top, just being on the biggest stage of all. Mm-hmm. And everything came true, man. It came true that I dreamed about, being a professional wrestler. And I really thank God. I mean, I thank God for helping me to achieve that goal and stuff like that. And you know what? I look at the money thing. Okay, I didn't make the money. I mean, I made a good living, got my kids through college and stuff like that. My home, I kind of lost my home over it because because I had a real nice home in Germantown, and when they cut you, man, your pay stops, right. Then everything else stops.
Right.
So I lost it. I lost it home there in Germantown, real nice home and stuff like that.
Right.
But that's okay. But you know what? I feel like I gained everything back. I feel good. I don't worry about it. There's another life without wrestling and stuff like that. And don't you know? But I still love the business. I don't hate the boys or anything like that. The women's also. I don't hate them at all. I mean, I don't hate Vince McMahon. I just don't hate any of them. Yeah. Regardless how they treated me, I still don't. I don't hate them and stuff like that. You know what? I chose to be that professional wrestler, and God made it happen for me to go all the way up to the Hall of Fame. Right. And the Hall of Fame is as far as you can go. I don't care how many titles you didn't win.
Yeah.
You know, but that's the last of it. The Hall of Fame. You might as well jump off the cliff.
Yeah.
There's nothing else.
I meant when I asked you that, you know, it's like you made it all the way to that. That's the peak right there. When you have that, you know, before the name, the Birdman KOKO B Ware, it now says WWE Hall of Famer. Birdman KOKO B Ware.
And I want to thank WWE for giving me that opportunity, because if they didn't give me that opportunity like they given a lot of guys, you know what I'm saying? But I always still like to pat them on the back. You know, I'm not looking for another job, because I don't want to do that. You know what I'm saying? But I want to be honest about it. But I want to just thank them for helping me become the Birdman all over the world that people know.
Yeah, absolutely, man. I get it.
Because they, you know, if it wasn't for them, I mean, they wouldn't have been no Wolfie D there. Your name is still something there, Wolfie. I mean, you had a short run there, but the thing about it, you was there, man. You was out there.
Yeah, and that's what I you know, I've told Jimmy this when we talk on here sometimes. You know, I've wrestled for every major company that there was during the time that I was in the business. I got to be on a WrestleMania, maybe not in the capacity that I wanted to be. You know, right. I was kind of Farouk's Ron Simmons' sidekick, me and Jamie, but we were involved in the match with the Road Warriors, took the double Doomsday device from my heroes on WrestleMania. Hey, I'll take that.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Jamie, how is Jamie?
Jamie's all right, man. He's still Jamie. I'll see him this weekend. We're going to New York and New Jersey. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4. There's some virtual signings, and there's a thing called the Big Event in New York at LaGuardia Airport Marriott. It's like
I've been there. Yeah.
Okay. So we're doing that. So, and that's this weekend. So I'll see him this weekend for the first time in quite a few years.
Oh, well, great, man. We'll give him my regards.
I'll do that.
You know, I don't care what anybody said, but you and Jamie, I mean, but Jamie was young back then, but Jamie was great, man. I'm telling you, he was good. People just didn't understand him, but I understood him because he was young.
Yeah.
You know, he was young.
I'm like 2 or 3 years younger than him. When we came to USWA, I think I was still 18 years old. So. Right.
You know, that I would be the first one to tell you, man, hey, you know, that's what it's all about. You know, if it weren't for us, I mean, we the one got to help lead you guys and stuff like that, you know.
Right.
You know, that's why I say I take my hat off on both of you guys. And y'all been great. Y'all been great to me, what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You know.
I appreciate that, man. Hey, we got a segment on here that we like to do before we're out of time here. Jimmy, this is Jimmy's thing, because he knows that I don't really keep up with wrestling no more. The only way I really keep up is on Facebook, stuff like that. Like, I don't watch the shows and stuff, but Jimmy has this thing called Current Affairs. So he's going to ask you a few questions that have to do with current wrestling, and he likes it because half the time I only partially know what he's talking about, and I just give my opinion. So he's gonna play that little game with you, if that's all right.
Oh, good.
All right, Koko, thank you so much. DJ, hit the music.
It's a current affair. It's a current affair. Love it in color. It's a current affair. Love it in color.
All right, we're back with Current Affairs with the WWE Hall of Famer, the Birdman KOKO B. Ware. Koko, I'm going to take it real simple on you here. These are hypothetical questions instead of specific to the current here. So you made your name as a wrestler that had a lot of extra skills. And what I was asking here basically is, you know, these days, they talk about the brass ring and all these things like that. You showed your extra talent with the Piledriver song and your excellent soulful singing. How do you think guys can get ahead these days by using those type of abilities? It's not only singing, but just whatever their extra talent is. How do you think guys can use that in these times?
Well, you just got to be motivated and everything. This is something that you want to do and all that, and you got people that want to spend money on you, and especially if you got a voice. First, you got to have a voice to do all that, and so. It's just the way it is, man. You just got to have a voice, and then they get a chance to hear you, and then you just go out there and it's kind of like the American Idol, whatever situation. You just got to get out there and get with it. If you think you can do something, hey, do the very best of it.
Yeah, show it, right? Show it.
Show it.
Right, that's an excellent answer. Thank you for that. So my next one is also you were known to have the Bird and Frankie the Bird. So could animals work today, especially with PETA and companies like that really are very hard on, certain situations with animals being involved? Can a wrestler using an animal today, can they still do that? Would it still work?
Sure it will. I mean, it's all about that character. I mean, it's about that character of the guy and stuff like that. If he come out there, if Jake the Snake can come out there with a snake and KOKO B. Ware can come out there with a bird, and the Bulldogs can come out there with a bulldog, so, I mean, somebody can come out there with, a monkey or just whatever he thinks that is going to get him over, and the people that's going to love him. Because I've seen a lot of these little monkeys, that they be sitting on these guys' shoulders and they taking money from the people and kind of doing this little thing, his little dance and all that stuff. So, I mean, whatever floats your boat, man, make it happen, brother. If that's what you into, make it happen.
I love it.
I think kind of more what he was getting at in that question, Jimmy. Correct me if I'm wrong, but more of like how everything is so everybody's got these feelings and politically correct and all this kind of stuff. Would the animal rights people would they be up in arms about it? Do you think?
Well, okay. Let me answer that. Wolfie. Yeah. Now I had to be real careful when I was taking Frankie out because Frankie I could only do so much because there are people out there watching, the bird lovers and stuff. I couldn't abuse them at all. I couldn't just go out there and mistreat Frankie and stuff like that. And in fact, my first bird, I carried him out in Baltimore, Maryland. He had like a chain around his leg, and some people thought that was cruel. So you know what? I got rid of the chain, and I throw that chain away, and I have no idea. It was in the bottom of somewhere, some lake.
Yeah. Because we talked about this before, like the gimmick that we had up there. You got Ron Simmons, you got all these other black guys, and then you got me and Jamie, two white boys, out there throwing the black power sign. There's no way in hell that you could do that today. Ain't no way. People would lose their fucking minds.
Yeah, it's changed, but it just depends on how you all do it. What I'm saying, I mean, that's the thing. I believe if y'all do it the right way, it can work. We got a lot of the country singers and stuff like that wants to sing like look at Charlie Pride. I mean, he sounds just like a white man.
Yeah,
he was one of the best ever.
Good morning.
Oh, yeah, sing it. Love it. Well, KOKO, that kind of leads me into my third current affair. I think Wolfie's a bit psychic. So being with that, so many African-American champions today, they've been world champions with Big E, Bobby Lashley. How do you see all that?
Well, my opinion on that, you know what, that was just a political stunt that business did. They didn't put them in that spot to draw any money. You see what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Yeah.
If we go back and look at Hulk Hogan when he had the belt, Hulk Hogan was on top. I mean, he was drawing. He was in his money slot. He was main event.
Yeah, right.
These guys here is just enough just to keep the people quiet and say, they're doing something for black people and stuff like that. So to keep black population down. Keep them going to what's the guy named Ern Shyster.
Yeah, right.
What's his name?
Oh, you talking about
Al Sharpton.
That's him. And stuff like that. They you know what I'm saying? That's why the WWE they're so smart about that. They say, well, if we don't do anything like that, then they're gonna put them on us, and we don't want that drummer, you know. But for Bobby and all those guys making money, they're not doing nothing with those guys.
Right, it's true.
See, they're not pushing the black guys like they going out there pushing who they wanted to push,
Roman,
you know.
Right.
Like Roman
There's
Reigns.
a big difference. Right.
You know, and Bobby, what's his name? The big guy, I can't even remember his name.
Bobby Lashley.
Yeah, Lashley.
Big E.
Man, he's great. His body, he's got a great body and all that stuff. But what I'm saying though, hey, it's only four they're gonna do with it. They're not gonna do it like they treat Roman Reigns.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
They made a big superstar out of Roman Reigns.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
What's the other guy named that? See it? What's the other guy named? I don't know their name, but they was Roman Reigns. They was all tag team one time.
Oh, you're talking about Seth Rollins.
Shield.
Seth Rollins.
Yeah.
Seth Rollins.
You see that?
Yeah.
They just have shoved him down the people's throats so many times.
I know. You're right.
And then you're taking the New Day. They're a great talent, but you know what? Now here it is. It's okay. It's the black man time to come out, and some of them don't call it that. I'm just being nice about it.
Yeah.
But the Dancing Bears is coming out now. It's called the New Day.
Dancing Bears.
I mean, think about it. I mean, they're not. I mean, they got their part. I mean, there's nothing wrong with the New Day. They got talent, but they got them in that talent. That's all. It look like that's the only way they can be with WWE, to go out there and dance and do all that old stuff. You know, make the people laugh and all that stuff.
Yeah, I got you. Right. That's what you're talking about.
But none of the blacks are in a position to draw money. I'm talking about coming out being serious and drawing money, the main event.
Right.
You know, but they all of them is making the clown out of them, and I really don't like that.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I don't like that at all. But hey, you know, they're making a little money or whatever. Maybe they see it, maybe they don't see it, maybe they don't care or whatever. Yeah. You know, and they all great workers, man.
Right.
That what's the guy? What's his name? He's
Kobe.
One of the Kobe. Yeah. Oh man, he's awesome, man. He's great.
Yeah, he's a good worker.
I mean, he's a hell of a worker. But what are they doing with it? Nothing.
Not a thing.
You know, they're wrestlers, man. They are wrestlers, but they turn into disco Inferno or somebody.
Disco Inferno.
You know, I mean, here it is. I mean, they taking their talent away. I want to see them in the pay-per-views where they making good money. They're in the paying slot. I'm not really saying anything wrong. I'm just saying how they lead them.
Yeah, right.
They got a great opportunity to be world champions and all that stuff. But where they current these guys are taking these guys it's not that way.
Yeah.
You know, and everybody's sitting back here in the back laughing about it, and then you know, like, oh, all right, okay, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But Lester go out there, man. I mean, he's incredible. He looks incredible. He looks great. But he should be out there. Now I'm gonna say this, and then we're gonna go move on. If the business was a shoot, now who's gonna face Bobby?
Yeah,
I mean, out on the street. Now, who's really gonna face Bobby out on the street?
I got you.
I mean,
he's a tough looking dude.
Maybe Brock. You know, maybe Brock Lesnar. I mean, maybe, you know.
You know what? That's going to be a heck of a contest. I'll tell you what. That would be a heck of a contest.
And that's the level he should be, you know.
And that's the level he should be on, is in there drawing. I'm talking about drawing money instead of just being like a little yo-yo on the card, taking them here and taking them there, taking them here, taking them there and stuff. That was my spot. You know, I was a little Birdman, and I was like a little yo-yo. I was up and down the card.
Yeah. You always did a hell of a job, though, man. And I know we're running out of time here. And I want to thank you once again for coming on here. And most of all, I want to thank you for, we talked about it earlier about how, I was so lucky, man. The guys these days aren't as lucky as the people that broke in when I did, like me and Jamie. I come in, I get to work with guys like you, Danny Davis, Lawler. 6 nights a week, I get to work with people that knew what the fuck they were doing. Right. It was on the job training. I'd been on the independent circuit since I was, 16, 15, 16. Gypsy Joe trained me, but he didn't train me for that long before they threw me in the ring. And even on the indies, though, I got to work with George Weingroff. I got to work with Pez Watley. I was so lucky. And, man, the guys these days, they just don't. It's the blind leading the blind,
Well, right now, Wolfie, they don't have time. They don't have time to work with you now because everything's gone Hollywood.
Yeah, true. But even independence, man, even independence, there's not a lot of it's green guys working with green guys, and they think they're having these great matches because they can do all these flips and flops, and none of it makes any fucking sense. Great.
Well, they just a copy of WWE.
Yeah.
Whatever WWE does, well, they think, they'll copy. They're gonna do the same thing at their shows. It's okay, but I'm just saying, man. You know what? The greatest talent came through Memphis, Tennessee. And we had a lot of guys came through Memphis in our day, back in our day time, and I really appreciate you, Wolfie, for giving me the call. Man, you and your partner was great, man. Y'all was definitely Bill and Bill Dundee. I want to say something to Bill. I really want to thank Bill Dundee he helped me out a whole lot in the wrestling business. But you and Jamie was off the chain, man. And I just wanted just I don't get a chance to see you guys, and man, I just wanted to thank you all so much, and I was just glad to do this podcast with you, and I just hope you guys can go out there and really just get all the guys you can on your podcast.
Yeah, man. We've had some good guests, man, and you've been great, man. We really appreciate it. You got anything coming up that you want to plug? You got where people could get your merchandise, anything like that?
No, not really. I'm just gonna be the Birdman is back out signing autographs, is going all over the world and stuff like that, and and just watch out for the COVID is out there and stuff like that. Wear your mask, because you have to wear your mask on the plane and all that stuff. But other than that, I just feel good, man. And I just want to thank the whole wrestling world. If I said anything to anybody to offend them, hey, charge it to my head, not my heart. Okay.
Okay,
thank you, Koko.
Well, thank you so much for being on here. And everybody, thank you once again for listening to Live and in Color with Wolfie D. This has been a great time with the Birdman, and we will see you next
But you know what, Wolfie? You know something?
What's that?
Well, sometimes love feels just right. It feels so good. It feels just like a power driver. A power driver. Woo! Frankie.
Hey, thank you so much.
Great talking.
Sometimes love like a slow thing. You can just tolerate. I gotta go now, man. I ain't back.
And now a word from our sponsor.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling, the podcast that's based on the old school but can still help you find the good stuff from today. Jimmy Street and the Plastic Sheik, Jared, are the undisputed tag team champions of the wrestling podcast world. From thought-provoking topics to superstar interviews to action figure expertise. This team does it all, and all they ask is, Give Me Back My Pro Wrestling. Every other Thursday, wherever you listen to podcasts.
That's right, it's the talk of Middle Tennessee, the channel you love to hate and the channel you hate to love. It's Brian Turner from Brian Turner's VHS Rehab. And if you're looking for matches from Wolfie D to Jerry Lawler to Dusty Rhodes and the team that put a pimp before your eyes and a goatee between your thighs, Booty Call and Athena, go to lostwrestling.com. See, I made it easy for you. Brian Turner's VHS Rehab. Booyah.
Join me, Gene Jackson, for the Jackson Interaction Podcast, where I'll be doing one-on-one interviews with people from the world of professional wrestling, as well as stand-up comedy. You can get them anywhere podcasts are available in both video and audio form, but you can find them all at genejacksonpod.com.
This is your rock star ring announcer, Aaron Camaro. I'm a man who believes the two greatest art forms ever created are professional wrestling and heavy rock music. So when I'm not hosting the best parties that also happen to be live professional wrestling shows, I'm hosting the Decibel Geek Podcast. Decibel Geek is a weekly podcast that features discussions of all things rock. We're talking the Beatles, the Stones, Led Zeppelin, Jimi Hendrix, Black Sabbath, Kiss, Ozzy, Motley Crue, Guns N' Roses, Metallica, Alice in Chains, Pantera, and everything in between. Plus, we'll turn you on to new bands from today that have the same spirit and style that the legends do. Decibel Geek is hosted by myself, along with Rockin' Pod founder Chris Sinzak, and each week you'll get interviews with famous musicians and industry insiders, along with informative, entertaining, humorous, and insightful discussions, and most importantly, a passion for the music. So if you love to rock out as much as I do, then this is your invitation to the greatest rock and roll party in all of podcasting. It's Decibel Geek, and it's available right now on all major podcast platforms. Oh yeah.
So that was another great episode. Hey, Wolfie, tell them where they can find you on social media.
Jimmy, they can find me in the club, bottle full of bub. I'm just kidding. They can find me on Facebook. My personal page is Warren Wolf, WOLFE. I'm on Instagram at WarrenWolf13.
You can always find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube at Live Wolfie D. Here's the thing. Wolfie always has offers for his autographed photos. He has a selection of some awesome photos from throughout his career that he will autograph and personalize any way that you want him to. Just contact him either directly at his personal Facebook page or through any one of our other pages, and we'll make sure you get in contact directly with Wolfie. Get those photos, right, Wolfie?
Yeah, I've got some good stuff on there, to help with the podcast.
Folks, if you can't get out to a show to meet Wolfie D, there's nothing like that, especially for the fans of PG-13 and Wolfie D. And before we go, you can always find me, your host, Jimmy Street, at James Rock Street on Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube.
And hey, Jimmy, before we go real quick, I just want to add in there, from the bottom of my heart, I really appreciate, first of all, the work you've done for this podcast. You have worked your butt off. Secondly, the people that are liking the page. Beyond that, even more, is the people that are listening, and we really appreciate that.
Yeah, and remember, guys, the podcast drops a new episode every Monday at noon, and our past episodes are streaming now on demand on all major podcast formats. Thanks again.
I got a cap for your dome.
He got a cap for your dome.
I got a cap for your dome.
He got a cap for your dome.
He got a cap
He got a cap for your dome.
And here we go. The original white boy that came out sagging, not bragging, don't be hating, cause I'm spitting the truth. Still livin' in color, bum rush your mother, utilize a hubcap, unlike any other. Back in the day, I was N-O-D, and I was P to the G, plus the 1 and the 3. In case you forgot, they call me Wolfie D. Been cloned and copied so many times, tired of suckers taking credit for what is mine. You know who you are without me name dropping. Wrestling's first white boy coming out hip hopping. Been doing it like this since 92. Laid low for a while and you thought I was through. Listen real close to these rhymes that I've injected. This shit's so sick it makes your ears get infected. Mad skills, no faking, there is no one great. Cause I'm bringing more folks from Obi-Wan or later. Not here to play games, so you better beware. You don't like me, so what? I really don't care. Like time I keep ticking and I can't be stopped. You sucker step to the side unless you wanna get dropped. With my finish, I'll straight knock you out. Please allow me to tell you what it's all about. I'm gonna wind it up, then I'm driving it home. It's Wolfie D, baby. I got a cap for your dome. I got a cap for your dome. We got a cap for your dome. We got a cap for your dome.
This has been a James Rock Street production.